so happy that you have joined me on another Saturday for another amazing episode. So, the other day, I think it was on Monday this week, or Tuesday morning, I don't know, one of those days, one of my neighbors woke up and gave the millennials the worst or the best nostalgia like I've ever had. Cause I woke up to Britney Spears. Sometimes I run, sometimes. I know I have a terrible voice, forgive me, but yeah, I woke up to Britney Spears singing. And then after Britney Spears, we went to, I think, a Boys to Men song. And then we got to Westlife. And it was Westlife after Westlife after Westlife. And I was singing each and every one of these songs. I haven't had them in such a long time, but I was singing them word by word. And then Soledad started, and I was like, oh my God. I remembered like me crying at a very young age for my primary school crush because he had transferred schools, and I just found out, and I went back home, went under my grandmother's bed, and I started crying, singing Soledad. Yeah, it gave me such nostalgia. I don't know what he was thinking. He just decided, like, let me put this music, and he played it for the better part of the morning and until mid, like noon, until I think 3 or 4. That's when he switched. But it was just 90s music, like it was amazing. R&B, and it was Westlife, and then it went to Boys to Men, it went to Backstreet Boys, it went to Ali Beyonce and Ali Rihanna, like Hove, Phil Collins, I had him there. And the bad part is because now I was up, I tried to read, but I could not read. Like, I will try to read a sentence, and then another song will start, and I'll just start singing again. Even when I was trying to shut my mind from the outside, I just kept singing. Eventually, I just got out of bed, I had to switch on my TV so that I could listen to something different instead of just being stuck in that moment. But it was such beautiful nostalgia just listening to it in the morning. It reminded me of Christmas mornings when we will just be listening to Metro FM in the mornings. I've spoken about this. All of the things I've just said, I've spoken about them in a previous podcast. So yeah, it reminded me of Christmas mornings when we put Metro FM and they'll just be playing R&Bs, and it was Destiny's Child and Mariah Carey and all of these other people. And yeah, it just made me go back to those days when I was a baby, and I wished I could go back because it feels like it's such a long time. It feels like it's such a long time ago. Gosh, like, but yeah, such is life, yeah. You grow older. If things are working out, you enjoy it. If things are not working out, you wish for the days before you knew what was what. And that's what I was feeling that day. But yeah, God bless him. He made my morning. And yeah. So on today's episode, I'm going to be musing about something called polyamory. Now, for those who do not know, polyamory, Google defines it as the practice of having multiple romantic, emotional, or sexual relationships simultaneously with the full knowledge and consent of all partners involved. It's a form of ethical non-monogamy, and it emphasizes honesty, communication, and intentionality rather than just sexual variety. It rejects the necessity of sexual and emotional exclusivity for commitment. Now, why do I want to muse about this? You ask. So, I was watching this TV show. It's called Good Trouble. Now, Good Trouble is a spin off of another amazing television show called The Fosters. So, it used to be in the 2010s, I think. I've forgotten, my God. But The Fosters was such an amazing show. And then when it ended, then two of its main cast members, that is Kylie and Mariana, they moved to Los Angeles where they start a new life after university and or college or whatever. So Kylie is a lawyer and Mariana is an IT tech genius. Like, she's amazing. And so they move into this house, which is they call it the coterie, which is like a communal living space. So a communal living space is like, so everybody has their room. It's like if you found a mansion and everybody had their personal room, but then you shared the kitchen and you shared the living room. Okay, it's sort of what I was doing when I was in Sharjah, because yeah, people had their own rooms, but we were sharing the bathrooms, we were sharing the kitchen and stuff like that. So this one, they were also sharing the living room and stuff. So Kali and Mariana were sharing, but they had neighbors in that place. And it, instead of an apartment or a mansion, that was like an old theater. So they were living there. One of the people who was living there was Malika. Malika had been living there long before Kali and Mariana moved in. And when we met her, she was single, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, when we meet her in season one, she was single. So throughout the seasons, it has 5 seasons. So throughout the seasons, she meet this guy called Isaac, and she starts dating Isaac. Isaac is tall, he's dark, and he's handsome. Everybody loved Isaac because he was caring. He had his moments, but he was caring. He was loving. He was able to understand. Like whenever Malika had an issue, they could sit down and talk about it. Even though he was annoyed, he could go relax and come back and they would talk about it. Malika is the type of person, because of her background, so she was raised by a single mom. Her dad had been incarcerated when she was very young, and so she did not even remember a lot about him, even how he looked or stuff like that. So the mom became an addict, and so she had to call social services to come and get her and her brother because they were sleeping hungry. The mom kept on, was she an alcoholic or just, yeah, an alcoholic? And I think also drugs, which is something I've never understood. Maybe one day I'll sit down with somebody who has been through these things and they can explain to me, because I do not understand. You are stressed, you do not have money, but you still get the money, the little money that you manage to get. You'd rather spend it on booze and drugs to help you forget that things are hard for you. I just didn't get that, because now you've spent all your money on drugs and alcohol, meaning that you do not have food, meaning you cannot pay your bills, so your issues continue piling. So maybe somebody, I think I'll have to talk to somebody someday to explain to me. But anyway, so these things were happening, and she said that she was taking them so that she could forget everything that she was going through, which Malika did not understand at that age. And I agree with her, because it was not her place to understand. So she called social services, and they were taken to a foster home, and she and her brother were never adopted, and they weren't even in the same place, I think. So the brother sort of held a resentment towards her for doing what she did, and the mom did too. So anyway, the mom dies later after she's grown up, and after she's, because once you turn 18, you leave the foster home. It's the same like if you grew up in an orphanage, once you turn 18, you are kicked out. Like not kicked out, but yeah, you have to leave, because now they have to make space for somebody else who is a child who needs the help. And so she had stayed in her car and stuff like that. She had struggled. And so I think she has a lot of issues that she's working through. And so she keeps fighting with Isaac. Like they don't, like not fighting, but they don't agree on things most of the time. But he works on getting to know her better. She doesn't open up a lot, but slowly by slowly, Isaac gets her to open up. The brother makes her go and see the mom, who was only lying because she just needed more money for alcohol, and the brother was indulging her. So she eventually dies, and Isaac was with her through all of this. Then after the mom died, she finds a photo and realizes that that was the dad. She finds him, and so they start talking, and the dad comes back in her life, and she connected with the dad immediately, something that she never did with the mom, which begged the question, like, my therapist once asked me, like, the feelings I have towards the woman who gave birth to me, do I have them towards the man who sired me as well? And I was like, not really, because I know the woman who gave birth to me, but I do not know the man who sired me. So you can only have certain feelings and certain emotions towards people that you know. And in this case, Malika knew the mom and everything that the mom had done to her. And so I can't say she hated her. She didn't hate her mom, but she was indifferent towards her because she saw her for who she was. And later on, she started regretting it, and everything that she allowed to happen between her and her mom, and all the years that she let go, because now she was working with people and understanding how the government, how the society feels single moms and stuff like that. Like a lot of things. She learned a lot of things. But while she was learning all of these things and meeting her dad and getting close to her dad immediately, while the brother was refusing to get close to the dad and he had been close to the mom, like it was just chaotic, this Malika's family. But anyway, while she was doing all of these things, her personal life was just getting, I don't know, crazy. Because Malika was a good person. I'll say that. She fought for the um, Black Lives Matter movement and a lot of other things that she was very passionate about. But in the course of it, she cost Kylie her job and other things. Like she just made mistake after mistake, which was not only affecting her, it was affecting other people as well. Like she just has that self-destruction button, I think. And sometimes she just presses it and things fall apart. And not just for her, but for other people as well. So this time, she has gotten an attachment this the Black Black Lives Matter movement. There was this company, I don't know, they were dealing with, organizing those types of things, like if the people have to go for mandamano for Black Lives Matter, if they have to go for mandamano for something. So there's this organization that organizes those things. They take care of people, like communities, blah blah blah. So she was working there, doing her in training there, and there was this other guy that is Deante, and they were working there together. So they kept flirting. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, why are you flirting with this guy? You have Isaac. And Isaac is not the perfect human, but he's an amazing boyfriend. He's the perfect boyfriend. He loves you. He takes care of you. He does everything for you. But she's flirting with Deante. So you can clearly see that she's starting to fall for him. And the auntie is also flirting back. So one time I think they are talking and I think they had almost kissed or something like that. And so he was like, I have a girlfriend. She goes like, if you have a girlfriend, why have you been flirting with me? The auntie goes like, because I'm in a polyamorous relationship. She goes like, what do you mean? Well, he explains that he and his girlfriend are in an exclusive relationship, but they are allowed to date other people as long as there's honesty and amongst everybody. So if he falls in love with somebody else, he has to tell the girlfriend that, yeah, I've fallen in love with so and so, and I want to be in a relationship with her. And the girlfriend says, okay. The girlfriend falls in love with somebody else. She comes home, tells the boyfriend, that is Deante, that yeah, I met somebody and I'm going out with him. I'm in love with him and blah blah blah. So when she is meeting with the other boyfriend, Deante has to know, and he knows that he's okay with the fact that his girlfriend is in another place with another man doing whatever, and he can be with, let's say, Malika on this other end, and they're doing whatever they want to do, and the girlfriend knows and is okay with it. So there has to be honesty, there has to be respect, there has to be openness. Like she has to meet the other person, the auntie has to meet the man that the girlfriend is dating. So that puts Malika in a weird spot for a while, but then she keeps stringing Isaac along and she does not want to let go of Deante. And then something happens which puts her emotions all up and stuff. And so eventually she decides to tell Isaac about what she wants. And everybody was telling her, girl, you go for what you want. Apart from her black friends, lady friends, and I'll say this, I'm saying black friends because she was black and Deante was black, Isaac was black, and the girlfriend was black as well, the aunties. And she had black friends, but also in the coterie, there were white friends. Her black friends were like, you've got yourself a good black man. He has his own business. He takes care of you. He loves you. Yes, he has his issues because by that time, Isaac started pulling back because his mental health was not so good. But still, that was not a reason for her to leave him or to feel like neglected, because he was open about it. And she even got him to start going to therapy and stuff like that. He was learning and he was opening up. As I said, he was good. Like if you tell him something, you tell him what you feel, he will be like open to the idea. At first, he will fight you because he's a man, a black man. The things that black men are not allowed, and I put that in quotes, to do. And so, but then the more you talk to him about it, he will open up to the idea. And so he started therapy, started working on himself. But then here is Malika, who is being advised by her friends, like, yeah, you go for what you want. If you want an open relationship, you go for it. If you want a polyamorous relationship, you go for it. Her black friends are telling her, like, no, don't do it. Do not do it. She decides, like, no, I'm going to do it because that is what I want. She's even in therapy, asking her therapist, like, and her therapist is telling her, like, you have to do what you want to do. I was like, am I the only one who's thinking this is such a bad idea? Because this is a relationship. Yes, you go for what you want, but you're in a relationship with somebody else. It has to come from both of you. You have to sit down and talk about it. And I think the therapist advised her to do as much. So she does not go to confront, she does not go to talk to Isaac by herself. Instead, she ambushes him by asking him to go to therapy with her. And while they're in therapy, she goes like, I want to be in a polyamorous relationship. Isaac goes like, what? Because this is the first time he's hearing about this. Like he knew there was something. He could see, he had eyes. He could see the chemistry between Deante and her. But and he had confronted her about it. And she was like, no, I love you. I want you. You're the only guy that I want. And then here in therapy, she just throws this at him. And I was like, oh my God. I felt for Isaac, because then the therapist goes like, okay, so Malika has told you what she wants. What do you think about that, Isaac? I'm like, what do you think he thinks? Like, I was like, what do you think he thinks? What do you think is going through his mind? This conversation should have been had in private, first and foremost, not in a therapist's office. And I know you go to therapy, couples therapy, and you talk about things, but those are usually things that are going to affect both of you in another way. Like, not this kind of thing. You're not coming to tell me in therapy that you want to open a relationship up. No. Because why? Like, let's talk about it at home in private, agree to disagree or whatever, and then we go like, okay, why don't we go and see a therapist and talk about it? Fine, that I can get. But you can't ambush me with such a thing in therapy. So Isaac stands up and he leaves because he wants to think about it. And Malika starts crying because apparently she's the victim. And she goes to her friends and they tell her, well, you told him what you wanted and he should understand that and respect that. You know, you go for what you want, girl. And I was like, all these people are wrong. Or I'm the only one who's thinking like that. Tell me in the comments if you would have been like, yeah, it's her life. She should have chosen what she wants. And it was okay for her to open up and say, I do not care. This is a relationship. And I found her to be selfish. But they were like, he's the one who's selfish because he did not want to give her what she wanted. So he comes back and talks to her and he goes like, I don't think I can do this. And so by this time, she's like, you know what? I'm afraid that I'm going to lose him. I don't want to lose Isaac. So I'll just take him back however he wants me. If he just wants a monogamous relationship as we were doing, I'll do that. By the time she comes to tell Isaac that, Isaac has gotten a job outside the country. Remember, this boy was struggling with mental health during this time? And so he got an opportunity to go to work in London for 6 months and he took it because it happened during this time. He leaves. Malika is crying, saying that he left her alone, that he did not take time to understand where she was coming from, that she wanted him back just as they were before. But you have already told me that you're interested in another man. I don't think that they ever put themselves in Isaac's shoes. Because what do you mean? He's supposed to understand you, but you are never meant to understand him? That ambush they did was not even a conversation. And so Malika loses Isaac. Isaac leaves. and Malika starts dating Diante, who has a girlfriend. The girlfriend asks that they meet. Malika feels a little bit weird, but then she settles down and they become a thing, the three of them. They start hanging out. She invites Diante to something and invites the girlfriend, but the girlfriend started pulling away after some time because she didn't have to be in everywhere. But Malika was just uncomfortable about it. The girlfriend started getting jealous because she now met Malika and she was like, hey, yo, this one is not one to mess around with. She may take my boyfriend away. But eventually she settles after they had a conversation. And later, she breaks up with Diante. Now, by the time the girlfriend is breaking up with Diante, I don't know why they broke up, but they broke up. On this other side, Malika had moved on. She had met this lady, I don't remember her name, but she had met this other lady that she started a relationship with her as well. Angela, if I'm not mistaken, or something. So she met this other lady and she got into a relationship with her, and but she told her from the start that I'm in a polyamory relationship with a guy called Yante. But then even in that relationship, she would lie to, I think it's Angela, about who she was hanging out with, if she was hanging out with Diante. So it was just about lies. That is not what polyamory is. Because in polyamory, you have to be honest. Everybody has to know what is happening. And so Diante met Angela. Okay, I hope it's Angela. He met her and they spoke, and they don't have to become friends, but they just have to know each other and know each other's existence. But then at some point, Angela also started looking for somebody else because she wasn't sure that whatever was happening between her and Malika was real. So she also ends up breaking up with Malika, and she was like, she wants a forever person, and that person should just want her, not to be in a polyamory relationship. And so Diante wants to date just Malika because now he had broken up with his main girlfriend, and so he wanted Malika to be his main girlfriend. And Malika this time is in a relationship with Angela, so that could not happen. And so Diante is broken up, and Malika goes like, it's too early, you've just broken up with your other main girlfriend, so I cannot be your main. And so that breaks off. So Diante and Malika off. Then Angela and Malika also break up because Angela wants something real, someone just for her. And I was like, this is so chaotic. This one person ruined the lives of how many people? Because of her own choices. And I get it. Diante was in it. Diante made his own decisions. That Diante's girlfriend made her own decisions. But Malika ruined a good thing with Isaac because I find it to be greedy, honestly. I know it's not supposed to be seen as such, but I found that to be greedy. Because why do you need two men in your life at the same time? And how are you saying that you're in love with both of them? Because polyamory is not like polygamy, where it's just sexual and stuff. No, no, no. This is like put emotions. You fall in love. You take care of each other, blah, blah, blah. Because Diante was there for Malika many a times. Even before Isaac find out what was happening, even before Isaac left. So Isaac comes back later, by the way, and he wants her back, but by that time she's in a relationship with Angela. So Isaac is just goes away because he was like, what? So by the time I left at that season 4, I still have to watch season 5. She's single now. And I'm like, this thing, does it work? Could you be in a polyamorous relationship and you think they work? That's why I just had to talk about it because this thing was confusing as hell. I was like, it's not worth it. Because everything that everybody went through, I took Isaac's side. I know everybody else, especially in the show, everybody was on Malika's side. Like, you wanted something, you went for it, you asked for it. It's not your fault that he could not support you. And I'm like, who was supposed to support him? Who was supposed to support Isaac? Or are men not human beings? Shouldn't we support men too? Like, yes, you want to open up a relationship, but if he does not want, what should he do? Just agree with you because what? You are the woman and you're empowered and you're a feminist and you have to go for whatever it is that you want. A relationship is not like wanting to eat chicken because you just want to eat chicken. A relationship is not like wanting to do a certain job because that's what you want, standing up for yourself and taking up this course and that and doing a job because what man can do, woman can do better. No. A relationship is for two people. You have to agree. You do not ambush somebody in therapy. You talk to them about it. If you do not agree, then you invite the therapist. The third person only comes after you have spoken about it and you have not been able to agree. You do not take your person to, unless it's something that you know they're going to overreact about, and it's not about your sexual relationship. It shouldn't be about that. You're taking me to therapy to tell me that you want to sleep with somebody else. And I'm supposed to just be like, okay, or sit down and just discuss it with you. I'll feel like, one, why am I not doing enough for you that you need another person to Yo. Where I know people do a lot of things in relationships. That's why I say sometimes, like, people judge other people so badly. But if these walls or all of us were just given X-ray visions and we could look into people's houses and the things that they were doing, oh, the things we will see will just be hectic. There's this Kenyan man that I recently saw on Instagram. He's dating two Kamba women. I say Kamba women because that's the title of what was written there. A Kenyan man dates two Kamba women and is bragging about how he's living with them, blah, blah, blah. They're sleeping on the same bed. They're telling him that they love him, blah, blah, blah. And they're in the same house. They live in the same house. He leaves and they wake up and they go and fua his clothes and they wash the house and they clean and they cook. He leaves and gives them each 1,000 bob to buy probiotic yogurt. Anyway, people have guts because I cannot share a man, like, knowingly. Let him do whatever he wants to do. Okay, not let him, but if he wants, let him do something outside there without me knowing. But the moment I know, I'm walking away because I'm not going to share that. I'm not sharing a man. If you're in love with me, you're in love with me, not me and Sijui, another woman who lives. No. The only person I'll allow you to share your love with, your children, which I know that love is not the same. Your parents, that love is not the same. Your siblings, that love is not the same. The love you feel for me should only be for me. And this man is dating two cow ladies. And they're there happy and laughing and blah, blah, blah. Somebody commented and said that the two women are the ones in a relationship with each other. And this man is their best friend who's just living with them and he doesn't know. And I'm like, Kenyans are funny. But yeah, so tell me, would you be okay in such a relationship? Would you be okay finding yourself in a relationship like that? What would you do? What would you have done if you're Isaac in that situation? Would you have just left? Would you have spoken to her? Do you think it was okay that they ambushed him in therapy to tell him that she wants to have a polyamory relationship? What would you have done? What would you have done in that situation? And if you are Malika, would you think that you are justified for asking for what you want the way she did? And if you haven't watched it, it's called Good Trouble. It's somewhere online. Go and find it. Or if you have Akina Hulu, Akina, I don't know, because I think it was an ABC show or something like that. But you can find it online somewhere. But yo, I was just like, no, 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 no. It's so wrong in so many ways. And I was on Isaac's side. No matter what everybody was telling Malika, the friends, the black friends who were telling her, you got a good man, you got a good thing going. I don't know why you want to ruin it. I'm with them. Because this, everybody else, I think they were just trying to tell her what she wanted to hear. Or they had these fake feminist ideologies that I just didn't understand. Because being a feminist, yes, means that you stand up for yourself and for other women. But I think somewhere there, it should also standing for something that is right. And you, yes, wanting to open up a relationship is something that you can want. But you have to understand that that conversation, you have it with your person first. And you have to be okay if they say, no, I do not want to do that. And if they say, if that's what you want, I'm going to allow you to do it, but I can't be in a relationship with you, because I think that's what Isaac said before he left for London. I was like, yeah, I'm okay with you being that. If that's what you want, I'll not stand in your way, but I just can't be there in that journey with you. And everybody was like, he's selfish. If he didn't want, that is so wrong. And I'm like, he doesn't want. You want to sleep with somebody else. He doesn't want to be sleeping with you, knowing that you're sleeping with somebody else. He's not wrong for that. The same way you are okay, and it is okay for you to ask for whatever it is that you want, it's also okay for him to say no, because what you want is not what he wants. You're no longer in alignment with each other. So your relationship cannot work at all. So yeah, tell me in the comment section what you would have done. If you agree with Malika, if you agree with Isaac, if you think that relationship will ever work in your case or not. And yeah, let's interact in the comment section, okay? I'm going to stop there because I need to go to bed and try to sleep. As I said, I hate sleeping nowadays, but I want to go and try to sleep, and it's 1 a.m. I don't want this to go longer than 30 minutes, so I have to stop now. Remember that I'm still baking. If you want, make your orders. If you want me to make meal plan for you, please do so as well. If you want me to cook for you, tell me that. I'll do that for you as well. Remember to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, Mimi's Musings Podcast. Then come back here. As always, remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so whenever I upload something new, you're going to be amongst the first people to come and watch.